Hello everyone, I'm Rainee and today I'm going to talk about my capstone project, Organic Architecture. So after another half of semester's research, I finally settled down the theme to be around post-climate world, organic architecture, nature-bounded culture, music installation, and experimental storytelling. Organic architecture is a large-scale audiovisual performative installation in mixed realities as an experimental, interactive, and multimedia storytelling space. A garden that invites people to hear the unheard and see the unseen in the exploited nature and society. This space consists of a soundscape, performance, and mixed reality installations. And here is a mood board of a collage of medium that I want to use for my capstone project. As I continued looking for literature, I found the book The Soundscape by Murray Schafer very interesting, as it really explains the concept of organic architecture in the field of soundscape. Sonic design extends the concept of organic into nature soundscape and the sounds of life. And the notation of architecture also, we can find that the author refers it to sound maps in 3D or music notations, or more specifically, the soniferous garden. And also, what is the workflow and pipeline of studying sounds, collecting sounds, and remaking the sounds into visual and sonical perceptions. First, I'm gonna talk about case studies. Our theme goes to ecofeminism and post-climate world. I found artist Valeria Hammond's work really interesting in terms of combining nature, textures, plants with human body. These visual patterns really can be helpful in the visual assets of my project. And in the right is my sketch of brainstorming the relations between nature textures and human organs. The next project is Anti-Gone by Theo. This is a mixed reality performance set in a post-climate change world. As you can see, here's an installation, a screen, and performers wearing VR headsets, really inspiring not only in the theme post-climate world. It's really a multi-layered experience, including live performance and digital content. Improvisation, playfulness, and humor really adds on to the storytelling. It inspires me to use space as a theater or a container of all this media. Artist Thierry Kananuruk's work is another inspiration for me. Her works combine performance with AI algorithm and installation. The theme of her works are mostly cyber, post-technology, and feminism. And I found her approach of performative installation, biosensor generative sound, and stage design really interesting, and I can really learn from her works. I also conduct an interview with her, and she's gonna be a consistent inspiration of me. Digital Museum of Digital Arts by Alfredo Salazar Caro is another inspiration. The main takeaway is that the concept of organic architecture can actually be modeled, visualized, and put into an interactive space by making it in 3D using 3D engines like Maya and Unity. He is actually another guest speaker from a class I took last semester called Post Photography CGI Art, where we learned 3D animations and 3D modeling. This practice and skill set can really be used in my capstone development. He actually designed some sustainable architecture in 3D engine as a CGI art. So I think it's like another approach to realize this concept. Reflections on nature. I really like how the artist combine digital installation of cyber plant with artificial textures into the actual landscape and the actual ecology. This can be a way that in my performative space, audience can interact with the space and the performance by augmented reality. By visiting the new museum in New York, I got some idea how to actually make a sound installation called The Shadow of Spring by Vivian Kakuri and Miles Greenberg investigates the phenomenon of vibration and its capacity for generating transformative collective experience. Explore how different rhythms and sound frequencies affect individuals and groups in sites such as dance floors, religious temples, and art spaces. This also inspires me to do my whole capstone project as a space where I can put all kinds of storytelling, performances, installations, physical and digital. Every sensories of mine, the hearing, the seeing, the smelling, got triggered in this space and then can really feel the artist's concept. So I think it's an amazing way to present my ideas. Another piece at the museum provides me with amazing content to investigate and the land right against ecological exploitation in the aftermath of colonial invasion. It really echoes back to some of the articles I read in the first half of semesters about environmental injustice in my hometown Sichuan. Texts from this monologue, a piece that can make people think. The concept experiments I did last semesters, I actually integrated the idea of my capstone organic architecture into the practices of a lot of class assignments and final projects. For the music architecture project, I experimented with the relationships between sound and space. I designed a decentralized music notation system in 3D as a universal visual music language to decolonize people's hearing. This alternative way of showing music structure in 3D animation, time-based, because we're doing the biogenerative soundscapes in Capstone. The visual assets can also be visualization in 3D. This is my development process, how I step by step evolve a staff music notation system into an architectural blueprint or sectional plans and convert it into 3D and add animation to it. I experimented with 3 kinds of music notation system: staff, MIDI, and traditional Chinese music notations. This spatial arrangement can be a stage design itself to hold the performances I want to do for my capstone. Another project I want to talk about is Orchid. This one really integrates the theme of ecofeminism and environmental injustice and biogenerative soundscapes that are kind of the key concepts of my capstone project. The soundscapes hold 4 chapters of the stories and is live generated with the biodata of the real orchid plant and proceed with max MSP. The electronic sensors and ultrasonic sensors make the silent plants heard, and audio visualization add another layer of visibility. In this piece, I discussed the parallel relationships of orchid and its owner, nature and human, also the patriarchal society and women or minority group of people. I experimented concept and I experimented the medium of performative installation and biogenerative soundscape, and it turned out to be a success. So I want to build on this project. So for the production plan, organic architecture is in a sense an interactive performance system. Physical computing installations as a performative assets, and also performance itself as a storytelling. So I have like a little sketch of how this is gonna turn out. And for the future development, I'm gonna build the components of this project one by one. So in January, I want to focus on the visual assets, designing the sound map and space, which I'm pretty much done. And in February, I want to write down the full story, how many chapters we have, and what kind of interactions I want to have for each chapters, and actually write down the dialogue and make the soundscape. And in March, I want to build the sound installation. So turning the soundscape I built in the past month into a space. Also finish all the 3D visual production here. In April, I want to integrate the audio and visual part and develop the simple AR. In May, I'm going to focus on rehearsing and final adjustments. So that's it for my presentation. Thank you so much for listening.